Nessa girl, so many of y'all have been urging me to watch Love and Marriage Huntsville on, and y'all know I'm at the point now where I'm just reality TV out. I haven't done the last 3 episodes of Housewives. I haven't did none of Love and Hip Hop Miami or New York or Black Ink Crew Chicago in a while. And I don't even really care that I haven't done it. That's just how blah I am with reality television right now. The shit's just gotten old. And so when they started talking about Love and Marriage Huntsville, I'm like, here we go. How original. Love and something, you know, moving from Atlanta and put it in Huntsville. And voila, same formula, different people, same bullshit, right? So I thought, I will say this. Love in Huntsville follows the same reality TV formula in terms of create some group project as to why all these people need to commingle together and then film it. Which I think that model has worked for a while, but I think Hollywood and the film and TV industry has still gotten lazy resting on that model. Like, can we think out of the box, slightly outside of the box? Like, can we just figure out another reality TV formula that doesn't go, here's the checklist, find 3 couples, check, make sure they're black, check, okay, make sure there's 2 degrees of separation between them, check, make sure you can flip through a yearbook and see some old pictures of them together, check, make sure they're all semi-affluent, check, and then let's either make sure they have a group project or let's create a group project for them to all come together. We've seen it before. Now, what we haven't seen before, and I am glad, is that this show moves away from the ensemble format of 5 either affluent, well-to-do, or faking it till they make it bitches, bragging about bundles, bags, in Fendi. Oh, the stove. I'm finna put some yeast rolls in the oven. Mama hungry. I'm glad that it moved away from that housewives format, that flaunting this fictitious wealth or whatever. I'm so glad it moved away from that. But I'm going to say this, and one thing I do like about the OWN shows is that they always lead me to be able to have more of an intellectual dialogue with you guys. I am infuriated watching this show. This show has angered me from a different place. And some of you guys, you may be surprised at this. And y'all help me realize how much of my anger has to do with my own personal baggage. We went from basically exploiting black women, letting them act like ghetto fucking fools on TV, to now boldly advertising, flaunting, and shining light on this toxic ass masculinity, and I fucking hate it. Now listen, I didn't see episode 1, I watched episode 2 and 3. After episode 2, I was ready to rip Martell in shreds. Okay? But after episode 3, I am so disgusted by Marsau, I don't know what to do. Martell, I'm gonna get your ass in a second, but you, honestly and truthfully, you just a basic rudimentary ass nigga at the damn end of the day who think you cute, and you subscribe to this whole underground culture that black men have about having a wife and having a side piece, and everybody sit in the barbershop and laugh about it. There takes no level of thought to be you. There's a script for who you are. Marsau, I would be curious to know your biography, because in 2019, the way you think and the way you are so invested in these gender roles is so primitive that it is disgusting. And what I dislike about Marsau and Martell is that, honestly, they got 2 idiots of wives, because they found 2 women who have allowed them to manipulate them into behaving in a way that benefits the man. You see what I'm saying? Marsau is so adamant about Tisha staying in the home, not because their plan is going to be derailed and they're not going to be able to garner any success if she does a couple hours in the workforce and he has to spend a couple hours with the kids or at home or helping her out. He's upset because he want to do what the fuck he want to do, and that's all to it. And he is packaging it and trying to sell it to you like this was the plan and you agreed, and laying all this guilt on you. You deviated from the plan. It ain't about a plan. If he's your husband, plans change all the time. You've never seen a corporate entity say, okay, we did our 10-year plan. There's a shift in technology, a shift in the climate, but we got to stick to the plan. Listen, Marsau, there's been a shift in climate. There's been a shift in the landscape. Now you've got to adjust. I am sorry, like, and I may be wrong. And in the words of Iyanla Vanzant, I'm willing to be wrong. But let me tell y'all something. In 2019, all that cooking and cleaning bullshit, it's bullshit. It's bullshit. You know, women, Southern women, particularly black Southern women, historically, have taken so much pride in, you know, keeping a nice house and cooking and cleaning and holding it together. But what people fail to understand is the historical context of all of that bullshit. First and foremost, women couldn't work. Women couldn't work. Men went home and brought home the bacon and women fried it up. Therefore, those women were feeling empty then. They were feeling, you know, but those were the times. So what happened? In order to get some pride and esteem, it became about, well, I keep a house. Marcy keep a nasty house, but I keep a nice house. And it's a hot meal on the stove every time my man come home. And it's a hot meal on the stove. Like, honestly and truthfully, the purpose of eating food is for the nourishment of our bodies, right? I'm not, and Martell said something that pissed me off. He was like, you know, what's Martell's wife's name? The light-skinned girl with the gold hair. I forgot her name this quickly. But he was like, yeah, you know, I cheated because, you know, we weren't having sex and she was working hard and she wasn't cooking like she does now. Like, honestly and truthfully, how much, and it may just be me, but how much true value are we putting on somebody physically being in the kitchen over the stove cooking? Maybe I'm too modern in my thinking, but the way it works for me in 2019 is, long as the person provides something for us to eat for the nourishment of our bodies. So when we start talking about work-life balance, rather Tisha get in there and physically cook the food herself, or she have her mama cook it and just drop by and make sure that it's ready when Marsau get home and the kids get home, I'm not understanding. The net effect to the body is the same. Nourishment in the body. So I'm not understanding why so much weight has been put on these primitive ass roles, and why it seems like Marsau's manhood is directly tied to Tisha being in the kitchen, staying at home, taking care of those damn kids. That is no life. And something else, Tisha, you really need to reevaluate the situation that you're in and really get some counseling with your husband, because the fact that your husband didn't know that your daughter had a peanut butter allergy, that's just unacceptable in my book. The fact that your husband, and I'm not saying that he has to know how to cook. A lot of people don't know how to cook. It's just not his strong suit. The fact that your husband took exception with hanging out with his own children, and he gonna say to you, my day off is not your day to, you know, go on vacation or field trips or however he worded it. But nigga, yes it is, partially. That woman is home. Like, and I think that I'm relatively partial to the women in this situation as a man, because as the resident gay boy since 7th grade, and this is what gay boys and gay men tend to be to women, we end up being the sounding board in having to hear all their marital and relationship woes. And so I guess for me, y'all, what they're going through as the gay boy, I have experienced this shit since the 7th grade. I've been hearing it. The shit was old then, and it's old now, and it don't get no better, and it don't change. I'm going to tell you something. The fact that Martell not only cheated, and see, this is the good thing, the good dialogue that this show has brought me. In a perfect world, I do feel like monogamy is real. People can be committed. People should honor one another, and when they enter a commitment, They should honor it and stay in it and not cheat. However, my immediate environment, the world, and nigga life has just showed me that men cheat. But what I hate about it is that women have adopted this narrative that men cheat and it's just what it is. A man gonna be a man and that's just what it is. Even Martell's mama told that young lady that in more words than one, you know, he gonna be a man. Y'all, I don't know that I'm buying that. Like, are there any men out there that don't cheat? Are there any men out there who, when they hear that they homeboys cheated on their wife, that they check that nigga? Is there? You know, then it brings me to my third point, which is, and well, that's where I'm conflicted between me wanting a straight up honest commitment with someone, but real life showing me that shit, people cheat. However, and I said this in an earlier Instagram video that I did, is monogamy real? You know, Pastor John Gray allegedly got his damn side piece married. We know for a fact he got a mistress, but they suspect that he got her pregnant. And I was like, well, what does it say about monogamy when the people who we go to get our spiritual instruction from got a side piece and a, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, damn, not to make this about John Gray, but it completely, I was just telling somebody, I'm not going to go too far on this tangent, that I could never return to his church and I could never, ever, 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 ever listen to any of his preachings again, because you're a big ass liar. You know, you preach honesty and integrity, and at the most deepest part of your core, you're a dishonest person. So how can you tell me shit? You know what I'm saying? My third point that I wanted to make as it related to relationships, I think when we get married now in 2019, we've got to stop looking at marriage as the primitive institution in which it is, and we need to we need to move things forward to where we are. If two people sit down and say, listen, we're married for the sake of what it means to build an institution together, but I don't mind if you go off and play periodically, then cool, do that. And I don't think there's nothing wrong or shameful about saying that. You know, the other thing that I hate that this show exposes is this double standard that a man gonna be a man and he's supposed to be able to go out and cheat, and the woman is just supposed to, you know, that's what you do. You hold it together for your family and you take them back. But if you were to go do it, the expectation is for you to pack all your shit and move out. And the fact that y'all women buy into this shit. Like, I just really wish as a whole, women would come together, flip the narrative, and change their story. Because I think so many women buy into this whole, your husband cheat, but you're supposed to take him back and you just supposed to do it because that's your husband. That shit just don't work for me. That's why I'm glad I just could never be a woman in this climate. The shit wouldn't work. Goddamn, what is Martell's wife's name? I wanna address her by name. Young lady with the gold hair, 32-year-old. You so typical and running the mill. The problem that they having with you is that you fake. That's the problem. That's the underlying problem Tisha and the other woman is having with the lady with the blonde hair. You're fake. You're plastic. We're not getting a real interaction from you. And everything about the way you move is about external validation. When she was saying, oh, we're going to the gala, oh, this person's going to be there, that person's going to be there. Like, you're all about the titles and the pomp and circumstance of it all. And I'm successful. I always drove nice. I always live nice. You know what? To the common person, that sounds very ugly. It just does. It's a low-key brag. And not to mention, you passive-aggressive as fuck. And y'all know me from following me over the years. The quickest way for you to get the shit slapped out of you dealing with me is to be passive-aggressive. That and playing on my intelligence. And that's what passive-aggressiveness is. I put it all in the same box. You still mad with your husband. So at that dinner, bringing that up, that was a way for you to jab at him because you too emotionally immature to be direct, or you scared of your husband, one. And the same thing you did with Tisha at the thing with the other lady when she was asking you about the shower, And it went on to, you know, first it was, I didn't get the invite, I didn't get the correct follow-up. Then it flipped to, well, I don't have to give nobody an explanation about it. And it's like, whoa, like, where did all of that come from? And if you had that level of forcefulness with your damn husband, maybe you wouldn't be going through the hell that you're going through right now. And see, the gag is, I think her name Melody. Correct me if I'm wrong if it's not Melody. I don't know why that came to my head. You don't look happy. You don't look happy. You got your Range Rover, you riding nice, you living nice, but it ain't no trust in your house. Bitch, that's a miserable existence. Get out while you can. Get out while you can, because I'm going to tell you something. The fact that your husband didn't just cheat on you, your husband had a whole girlfriend. And then after you found out, it continued to go on, and he's still in communication with the bitch. That means at his core, fundamentally, your husband thinks that there's nothing wrong with it just as long as he don't get caught. All right? And if it ain't going to be that same chick, it's going to be another one. And yes, you do not put on your good clothes to go to Home Depot. And the fact that she expressed, based on the infidelity, you going to the gym at night is problematic for me. And instead of him just saying, baby, I'm going to get up and go in the morning, I'm going in the afternoon, he tried to make an excuse about why he needs to go, sold you on it, and you just went along with it. And it's like, you have to ask yourself, why is he so adamant about not giving up that nighttime gym time? Because it gives him time to fool la la and then some. Like, girl, don't be dumb. And I think that's the part that bothers me. In 2019, ain't none of this shit new. Like, Melanie, you 32, I'm 35. We've seen this already. We've seen this on Moesha. We've seen this on Beverly Hills 90210. We've seen this on the first Real World. We've seen this before. And I guess for me, that's why it's so exhausting, because we're sitting here watching something we've seen before, and she's living something she's seen before. We already know how this ends. And fuck that stay together for the kids shit. Fuck that stay together because we got a business shit. Fuck that. What good is having $1 million home when you ain't happy? And Marsau, quiet as it's kept, you got Tisha. Tisha, you better than me, because that bitch wouldn't have me confined to no townhouse. It'd be different if I was looking around and I had fucking 6,000 square feet in a pool and swans with a moat and all that at my front door, a 7-car garage. Then I'd be like, you know what, baby, I look around at all my nice shit and I'm like, I don't mind being a prisoner in this house. He got you confined to a goddamn townhouse. Girl, you got me fucked up. You better get your real estate license and do some damn work. And you know, and if he don't want to help you with the kids, shame on him. But Marsau, I do want to say this to you, and this is on some real shit, my brother. This is some shit I live. My dad took a very hands-off approach with us. On the weekends, he gave my stepmom money. It was like, go out with the kids, go play with the kids. He was the financier and the disciplinarian. I'm 35 years old now, and all of that's catching up to him. Zero relationship, zero understanding. I mean, not zero relationship, but there's no depth to the relationship. Now that my dad's retired and he had this change of life and he now wants to be this big family man, that boat has sailed. Like, the discord between my siblings and himself is so deep, you can't form a bondly-like connection at 30-something years old. We're not finna have daddy-son time at 35. That's just not happening. So what ends up happening now when I go to my parents' house, it's like, hey, daddy, what's going on? Oh, hey, how you doing? How you calling up? All right, fine. And then we all sit in the living room with my mama and we kiki and laugh. And you can tell my daddy be looking sad because he come in the room and all the conversation stop. Because we don't get down with him like that. Because we never have. Not that we don't want to. We never have. And you going to have that same situation with your kids. And so now my sister's got 2 kids. And now he overcompensates. And he's even said it. He was like, I do what I do for them and spend the time what I do with them because I missed it with y'all. And the fact that you look at your kids like a chore and a burden, and what the fuck you have them for? And Tisha, you dumb as fuck for having that many damn kids with a man that don't even want to. Anyway, I'm finna fry my chicken. This love and marriage Huntsville, you know, I'm not gonna promise y'all I'm gonna stick with it, but I at least did owe it to y'all to give it an honest critique. Production value was great. It is something different. There's a market for everything. It ain't necessarily for me because I don't know how much of this toxic masculinity that I can stomach. And that's, you know how we've got these agenda items. So, you know, one of the agenda items of 2019 is making black women's voices heard. And, you know, another agenda item is tearing down toxic masculinity. I got a special wild hair up my ass for toxic masculinity because I'm gay. You know what I'm saying? And toxic masculinity has caused me so much pain in my life, particularly in my adolescence. And so that's why I have a particular, you know, wild hair up my ass for it. But nonetheless, somebody will like it. We'll see. And I'll call you later, girl. Bye.